I love to hear you in the mornings, Queen B, especially if I already feeling like I'm fully up yet. You definitely have that energy what I need to get my day started. This morning I want to read from Exodus 14:31 that says, when the people of Israel saw the mighty power that the Lord had unleashed against the Egyptians, they were filled with awe before him. They put their faith in the Lord and in his servant Moses. And today I'm grateful for God's love, and I'm grateful for my family, and just grateful for everything that all the blessings that God has put on my life and brought into my life and into the lives of others. You know, uh, I'm constantly in awe at the many things that I watch God do. But I see the signs and the small things. In this particular verse, um, it was funny because it had me sort of think about something when I read this. Um, in the particular verse when it said they were filled with awe after they saw what God had done to the Egyptians. And I thought to myself, like, they wasn't in awe that they were led out of slavery. They wasn't in awe that Moses parted a whole sea. Like they walked across an entire sea. Like they didn't, I mean, the particular verse says that they weren't in awe until they saw what happened to the Egyptians, after like they watched their enemies or whatever be punished. But there's so many other things that you should be in awe about what God does for you. You know what I mean? Like it's the small things that count really. When you wake up in the morning, and when I just look at the trees and I just look at the flowers or I look at birds and different animals, those kind of things like have me in awe at God's mightiness and at God's presence, because everywhere I look, He's around me, everywhere I look, like He's a part of our life, you know. Um, I watched this interesting video the other day, um, where they were explaining about God's name, Yahweh, and they were saying how it was in Hebrew when it was pronounced. It's actually a sound, right? So the words Yahweh in Hebrew is actually the sound of us breathing in and us breathing out. So it was very interesting, this thing that I watched, and it was explained that when we speak God's name, we say His name constantly. Every time we breathe in, yeah. Every time we exhale, way. And it's just so those kind of things are what I'm in awe about. Just to know that we constantly give God praise every morning when we get up. We constantly like just have these examples of how real and how present He is in our lives. And even if we can't find an example for ourselves, we could come into a space like this in the mornings and be reminded every day by either hearing a story or just somebody else speaking about how good God has been to them. So I'm just grateful today for God's goodness over my life and God's goodness over each and every one of your lives. And I continue to pray that we have those awe moments, where we stuck in awe at the glory and at the goodness of God. So thank you again, everyone, for giving me the opportunity to speak. I hope you have an awesome week. I hope that God continually rains blessings over each and every one of your lives. And I'm Kerry, and I relinquish my mic.